Hi, this is Rahul Kamath, editor B2B division, Times of India. Managing chain of suppliers, especially in the wires and cable industry, is a huge task. Today with us, I have Anil Shipley from Polycab. Thank you for joining us here, sir.
Thank you, Rahul.
Anil, when we talk about managing the entire chain of suppliers in the cables and wire industry, how, as a manufacturers of cables and wire, how do you track or how do you connect with these suppliers and imbibe into your ecosystem?
Okay, I'll have to explain to you the scenario or the distributing scenario. So on one side, we have a set of distributors. They are connected to various warehouses across the country.
Right.
Then in between, we have about 25 factories,
right,
which produce different items.
Okay.
And behind that are all the suppliers. Okay. Now all this have to be connected. Okay. And we have implemented a system which is a replenishment model.
Okay.
That means whatever is sold at retail or at the distributor gets replenished from the previous node.
Okay.
So it's all connected. The information goes in one direction, material flows in the other direction. All my suppliers would know what is the requirement. There's no forecast. Mm-hmm. So we base all our systems on replenishment model.
Okay.
Quite simple actually. It's connected in the sense each location has amount of material that is to be kept. We care the level of the stock. Mm-hmm. For example, in a warehouse. And how much to keep depends on what is the lead time with the previous node. So if my warehouse is being supplied by the factory, so what is the lead time for manufacturing of that item? That much stock I need to keep.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And also it is a dynamic system. It is not static because it will change with different seasons. It will change with various other things. So it has to be a dynamic system which keeps adapting to itself.
Right.
So the system takes the feedback. Anything which gets stocked out, the stock increases automatically.
Okay.
Anything which is not moving, the stock depletes automatically. The system does that.
Right.
We have made some algorithms for that.
Okay.
That's how it is managed. So it was 100% everyday correcting stocks.
Is it something based on from the AI or
So I'll tell you, it is very simple. AI is also an enabler. I'll give you an analogy. It is like the water system, distribution system in a city.
Right.
You have a city water tank,
right,
which is my factory. Then you have a society water tank, which is one of my big warehouses.
Right.
And then I have a flat owner, his water tank. He draws 1 liter of water, it gets replenished from behind.
Okay.
Okay. Any flat which does not use does not get replenished.
Okay.
It is very similar to what gets sold and what doesn't get sold.
Okay.
So what gets sold gets replenished.
Very simple.
As simple as that. You don't need AI for that. You need human stupidity. Artificial intelligence has no match for human stupidity.
Right. No, when we talk about this simplicity, how do you imbibe those into your leadership role, and how do you put across the last mile or the people that you work with?
So there are two questions you asked in one time.
Right.
One is the systems question.
So
first of all, it needs to be connected.
Right.
You need a connected system.
Yeah.
People is more difficult because the system is very simple. So it takes a long time for people to accept it.
Okay.
We are always fascinated by complexity. So if I give you a solution which is very complex, you say, yeah, what a guy. If I tell you it is as simple as that, what gets sold, you supply, you say, what is the solution? I already know it.
Right.
But implementing a simple system is not that easy.
Right.
It's said, I am saying it, but actually implementing it is not so easy, but the system does it. It's actually just like water system, which I've told you. You sell one item, same thing will get, so it will trigger information behind. How much material will be bought? Whatever is getting sold.
Correct.
So I have stock in between, like buffers.
Correct.
And the buffers keep connecting by a dynamic system. It keeps correcting on seasonality and things like that.
Okay. My last question would be, how do you promote diversity, equity and inclusivity in your team?
First of all, diversity and inclusivity has to be there.
Right.
Otherwise, you'll not get the nuance. I'll give you a very simple example. If the designers or the suppliers is not diverse, you will not understand the diverse customers.
Absolutely.
So if the customer is diverse, my team has to be diverse.
Right.
Otherwise, you will not know what to do.
Right.
I'll give you an example. iPhone is so high tech, but for a very long time, it did not have a woman's in health.
Right.
Like a woman's menstrual cycle was not there. It came in much later because there was no woman in the design part of it when they were designing the system.
Absolutely.
So you need people, and you need all type of people to be part of the system to serve a diverse customer base.
Correct. Anil, talk about sustainable steps that you have taken, and considering cables and wire, which is, again, it's a huge industry. The uses of plastics is also more in this industry. So how do you address this?
So the moment you start thinking of sustainability is outside the system, which you need to do as a project, there's a problem, because then you'll devote only X amount of time.
Correct.
But if your system is inbuilt, which is sustainable, then it happens on the go.
Right.
So the system which we have designed, the rejections and the wastages are far lower than industry. Practically there's no rejection, because there is a system of stage gate. We don't allow the item to proceed if it is not okay in that stage. So first of all, by controlling that, the things don't get wasted.
Right.
Okay. And then of course we have spent enough money in the assets and in protecting the effluents, etc. We have put enough. As on today, my asset base in such a way, I am producing at 100 level, say. I can produce 200 level with the same asset base. So that much has been the investment in the assets. Whether it is ETP plant or whatever.
Right.
If you look at it philosophically, you can't survive for very long if it is not sustainable.
Absolutely.
You can't survive. True that. And you cannot be competitive also. People mistakenly think to be sustainable, you have most cost. No, it is not. No, it's just the other way around.
But it's an assumption.
It's an assumption.
The more you are sustainable, the more costly you are.
Because you're looking at only a segment of the cost. If I look at the total cost, you are supposed to look at a global optimization, not local optimization. Right.
Thank you. On this note, you said it right. Global optimization, not a local optimization. Thank you so much for joining us at this ETH Interview Insights. Thank you so much.